gonna get started in a moment. Oh, battery's running low. Hold on a second. But we are gonna be starting very soon. So it never fails. I usually have all this set up ahead of time, and something always comes up where it's not working. So right now I can't see the chat, even though I can see there's people in there, and so I'll just have to improvise here as usual. I am Ahati MAAT'S, and I am back. Another short broadcast tonight because I won't be broadcasting this weekend as I plan to go live. I did start on Saturdays. Now I found Sundays were good to go Saturday morning to go live, but not this weekend. Too busy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple short lives, because usually when I do the Awakening playlist, if you haven't checked out my Awakening playlist yet, check it out. But usually when I do the Awakening playlist, Awakening playlist presentations, they usually go about a couple hours. So these are just gonna go not gonna go as long. Maybe a little over an hour, maybe, but I'll try to keep it a little bit under. So I'm gonna produce a couple of them this week, since I won't be going live this weekend. Then during the week, check out the shorts that I post this channel here. Usually they're roughly around 30 seconds, a little bit longer. So if you're coming in or you're watching this in the future and you like the video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification button, because not only does this help me out, it'll also remind you to come back and watch this great content again. So I do appreciate that. And got a lot going on. Right now I got the shea butter selling pretty good. Everybody likes the shea butter. I got it in 3 different sizes. I have the 10 milliliter roll-on bottle. I have the cork. May be hard to see. I have the cork top. Looks like one of the wine jugs, like the old wine jugs. It's a 5 milliliter bottle, cork jug. These are limited. And then I have the sample bottles here, which are 3.7 milliliters. So if you're into fragrances like I am, then you should get yourself some oils from MAAT'S Fragrance. Especially the Sesh butter. The Sesh butter is fire. The brothers that I sold it to so far love it, and their mates love it too. So I am going to be doing, so first of all, this channel is a little bit about everything. The channel is MAAT'S last word, because it ties into something that I'm doing with an organization, which I'm going to do a disclaimer right now. While doing this channel, that organization is not affiliated with this, so anything I say here, they cannot be held accountable. With that being said, I'm going to talk about a little bit about everything here, because I've experienced a lot in my life. I've experienced what people call the great side or the good side, and I experienced what people call the bad side or the worst side. To me, there is no side, there's just life, and I have a lot of life experience, and I know there's people out there that maybe going through some rough times, or maybe they just need a little bit of insight or suggestions, or maybe they just want just pure entertainment. I mean, you're gonna get a little bit of everything, because I'm gonna be raw, I'm gonna be authentic, and I'm gonna be speaking straight from my heart, nothing to hide. So tonight is interesting. Tonight, let's get to the topic of tonight. Let me just make sure I'm still streaming here. Let me see. Yeah, looks like we're good to go here. Yep, looks like we're good to go. So, tonight's topic is time wasters. 6 ways to recognize their traits. That is tonight's topic. Why is this topic important? Because time is the most valuable possession that we have on this planet. You can't get time back. Most people know this, but how many of us actually take this to heart? as something that is serious. Um, I'll just be straight up with you. I wasted a lot of time in my life up until this moment. And there's a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot of reasons for that. But I did waste a lot of time. And I'm not here to waste my time anymore, and I'm not here to waste anybody else's time. And that's one of the reasons why I am doing these presentations that I'm doing now. I'm doing these lives to help people get what I know a lot sooner than when I found out about this information or went through this present experience. So there's a lot more traits. There's a lot more traits than just 6. But it would just take way too much time. And I don't have that much to. I don't have that much time to go over that tonight. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know if my mic was off the whole. Okay, let me add caption. Okay. Okay. I do apologize. Working program. Apologize. All right, let's get into it. Time is actually ticking away. Okay, so time waster, recognizable. You see on the screen here the Cambridge Dictionary. Time waste says someone who causes the person waste time does not activity that takes a lot of time does not achieve. For one, people who want everything. People who expect everything in life to be free, appreciative of those of us who have put in the work, time, great ways, our lifestyles, and health. That people who expect everything in life to be free are unappreciative of those of us who work, time, create ways to lifestyle, health. At one time, I was one of those people. I used to use the parody cliche that life is supposed to be free. Just hearing it sounds good, so I'm just repeating it. How often do we meet people, or maybe it's even us watching this tonight, that do that or say that? We expect everything to be free. Everything isn't free. There's nothing that's free. Even your own life isn't free. There are consequences even to your own life. There is a price to pay even to our own lives. And you only begin to realize this when you start putting in some serious work and effort and time to achieve your goal. If you're a person that doesn't have any goals, which takes planning, if you're not a person that even makes plans or knows even how to, you don't know how to make a plan, I totally get that. That's honest. You know, if you sincerely do not know how to plan things out in order to achieve your goal, I definitely respect that. I definitely respect that. But it's a big, got the Haru chain on, representing Haru Bahutet, the warrior. Greeks call him horse, the warrior chain. But back to the topic. People that are putting in this work, putting in time, that's value. Again, time is the most valuable thing on this planet. There's no money, there's no jewels, there's nothing you can do to put life on your age. Even I've read stories where billionaires right now are working on certain chemicals, certain technologies, so they can extend their life. But at the moment, they can't. So somebody that doesn't respect somebody that is putting in time, putting in that work, putting in effort in achieving their goals is somebody that doesn't know anything about respect. So if you like me in the past, if you don't know anything about respect, but you clamor and you yell at the top of the roof, you want respect. How do you expect to get that if you don't even know what it is? Unfortunately, I'm going to show you how to get there step by step. But right now, I just want to emphasize that there is nothing for free. I've said this in other broadcasts that most of the things that I am paid for are still very valuable to me today, but were valuable at that time too. Therefore, we are willing to pay for things or give our money or give our time to people that are very, very valuable to us. And there's respect that goes hand in hand with that as well. So let's get back. So we see that person that doesn't grasp that nothing person can't grasp that, then they're unappreciative people. Me personally, I don't keep people don't even come around me really anymore. And they take a little while to meet. But those are the type of people. Number two, talk more than they do. Talk more than they do. That means you all know at least one person says one thing, does another. The height of procrastination and the mind. You know at least one person does this. Person will say one thing. Person will say one thing. Yet they'll do another. We all know at least one person like that. Yep. Person will talk to you. I remember there were times, and I'm not a big phone person either, but if I respect you, I'll listen to you. Absolutely. But I remember years ago that just looking at my tarantula crawling up the cage here. I remember years ago being on the phone for hours and hours and hours, talking, not even talking, just listening to a person talk. I don't do any of that anymore because that's a waste of time to me. Talking doesn't amount to anything other than more talking. Now, if the talking is to achieve a goal and that's actually happening, then that's a different story. But what I've noticed is that people that like to talk a lot are usually not accomplishing what they want. And as a coping mechanism, what they do is that they relax in that type of mindset that, well, if I just hear myself repeating what I really want, then eventually I'll get it. And this also goes to some time wasting material that's going to hurt people right now. Probably a lot of people that are into self-help. Listen, I got no problem with people doing affirmations. I have no problem with people making their vision board. I have no problem with any of that. However, even that, a person can get lost in talking to themselves for too long and not doing. You know, I was just thinking today that there's certain life experiences that are vital where there's no even time to be thinking, just focusing. What do I mean by that? I call it I call it the three F's. I call it the three F's. I call it the three F's. Right? Fighting, effing, and frequency. Fighting, effing, and frequency. Three F's. If you've ever been in fights before, or any good fighter will tell you, that there's no time to be analyzing, did I throw that punch well? Am I going to throw this punch? Like, no, you're just focusing and you're throwing. And hopefully you've had practice or you know what you're doing so that you can start landing. If you're sitting there thinking or talking to yourself, you're going to get hurt. Same thing with effing. If you're talking to yourself and prepping yourself or pep talking yourself to go talk to a woman instead of just telling her exactly how you feel and what you want, you're gonna sabotage what you want. There's certain things in this life where talking is not really necessary. It's just doing. So if you know people that are like this, that love to talk, and you're observing them and you're looking at them, they're not producing, or they're telling you they're going to do one thing, and then some emotion comes over them, and then they change their mind and do something else. These people are time wasters. They're a waste of your time. They're a waste of our time. Let's move on. Number three. Does not schedule their time. This is a big one. This is one I have to learn. Does not schedule it. Reading a schedule means being in command. Planning our day prevents wasted opportunities. So this is especially for men. Watch. Especially for watch. Creating a schedule means you're in command not only of yourself. People respect a man that's on his schedule. How many times have we dealt with something that has a schedule and we have to reschedule ours? Or maybe we don't want to reschedule ours. Have to do something else. But if you notice, people, again, I remember being on the street, people, again, on the street, on the corner, walking for hours. I'm not talking about the guys hanging out with liquor stores. I'm just talking about an old friend's option, right? That you haven't talked to in years. When an old friend calls you that you haven't spoken to. And before you know it, you're talking to him for an hour. And you have things planned out for the day before this friend randomly appeared. You had things already planned out for your day in order to accomplish a goal at the either the end of the day or end of the week. And this is why scheduling your time is so important. So important. I had to be taught this. And the way I was taught this was respecting somebody else's schedule. In my opinion, I truly don't believe anybody can have a schedule that works for them. They don't respect another person's schedule, time. I don't feel it's possible that somebody can create a schedule for themselves. Because in my past, I remember buying. You go to Staples, or you go to Office Max, and you buy those scheduling books, and you do that for about a week, maybe a month, maybe even a year. But eventually, you stop. What I suggest is, and what I do every day, is I have a calendar. And before the next month is rolling in, I already have stuff I'm scheduling into that calendar. And then what I do is, so for example, what I do is tomorrow's schedule is already scheduled today. I already know, or I already have planned what I'm going to do tomorrow by the time I go to sleep tonight on that pillow. And at first, it doesn't seem fun because this word spontaneity or being spontaneous seems like it's fun, but it's not. It's not fun because what happens is we all desire things, and it makes it hard to get what we want if we don't even know where we're going. If we have no path in front of us that's already built where we can see what we want in the future, and now we have a road to get to that. If we never build that road, which is scheduling our time, then how can we get to what we want? You can't. And if you do get it, it's random chance. But I don't like living for chance anymore. And I used to do that a lot in the past, and it just doesn't make sense because when you live it by chance, you're opening the door for what's called surprises. If you're scheduling your time every day, it's going to be virtually impossible for you to be surprised. Can there be unique cases where you are? Yes, of course. But most of the time, what happens is you get into a habitual pattern and you know what's going to be happening ahead of time before it actually happens because you're not putting yourself in certain places, around certain people, or in certain environments. So where in the past, I used to allow people to take up a lot of my time by talking to them on the phone, or I'd see a friend on the street and felt obligated to talk to him, so we kick it for hours just talking. I can't remember what we were talking about. Whereas the things that I want, I couldn't achieve the goals that I want because I wasn't in command of my time. So scheduling is one way to be in command of your time. And once you're in command of your time, then you're in command of your goals or the things that you want to achieve. So very important, very important. I would say that is the important trait. Have eliminate time waste and time wasters. Time wasters aren't planning their day. Just not doing it. Time wasters aren't planning their day. Don't plan your day. What happens? Have another opportunity. Whatever that means. Have a wasted opportunity. Forward. Number 4. Can't commit to anything productive. Have you ever been like this, or somebody presently? Can't commit to anything productive. Indecision is fatal when it comes to crime with a lack of commitment, hesitation, which is the cause of so many problems in life. You read that again. It is fatal when it combined with a lack of commitment, hesitation, which is the cause of so many problems in life. Another great point. Another great point. If you're a nature fan like myself, if you just watch one of these nature videos on YouTube, you'll see where hesitation will get us. It will get us in the coffin, it will get us 6 feet in the ground. Usually hesitation is based on fear. Usually, not all the time, but most of the time it is, because we live in these dwellings now where we're a lot more safer than we think we are. Let me say that again. You, in your house tonight, in your apartment, in your condo, in your townhome, wherever you're at, you're safer than you think you are. So hesitating today is not really a necessity and isn't really advocated anywhere else in nature, because things that hesitate are usually in fear, such as if a gazelle sees a lioness in the distance and she'll hesitate and try to be still, but the lioness already sees the gazelle. The lioness already sees the gazelle, so it's already too late most of the time. So the gazelle only has another choice. The gazelle has to make another choice, which is fight or flight. And gazelles aren't going to fight lionesses, so they have to take flight. They have to run. But if that gazelle stays there in fear and hesitation, it's going to get eaten. So I never advocate hesitating. And sometimes you're not going to have all the information, and you're just going to have to make that choice. What are you going to do? Are you going to take action or not? And then you have to be able to live with that choice. This is where you have to live with the choice. And this is why indecision is so terrible, because if you can't make a decision in the spur of the moment, off of previous experience and see, this is where the scheduling comes in, because when you're scheduling your life and there comes a time where you have to make a quick, snappy decision, you can do it. Because you're going off of memory, you're going off of experience, and you're going off times in the past where, okay, I make this, everything should work out okay. And even if it doesn't work out okay, you're able to make another decision quickly, and then another decision quickly. And this is where I tell people, you begin to start trusting, when you really begin to start trusting yourself, honestly, you can honestly say you can trust yourself. In the beginning, when I was learning all this, I still didn't trust myself, and nor would I suggest anybody that's new trust yourself right now, because you can't, if you're being honest. But you get to a certain stage where if you're actually continuing to grow and you're learning and you're retaining this information and you're implementing it in your life daily, then there comes a time where you have to start making decisions, you have to stop hesitating, and you have to start trusting yourself again. And once a person can trust themselves again, the decisions can come rapidly with good consequence. Not all consequences are bad either. Consequence is just a result of a prior decision you made, a prior choice, which comes from a decision. And when you can trust yourself, you can trust that, yeah, I'm making decisions that are in my best interest, that are good for me. There's really not much to hesitate on. The only other thing you're hesitating with is fear. And I still do it today. I'm not immune to this. I still hesitate today. Not often, but yeah, hesitation sometimes comes up and I immediately recognize it and I know what to do. I either go through with what I have to go through, which means going through that fear, or I just don't do it and I can live with the consequence. I don't blame myself for not going through with it. But all this takes time. All this takes time. So again, there is no time to waste, yourself or even people. Because if you're truly working on yourself, that is your intention, that are here, if that is not your intention, well, this patient may not be. But if your intention is to keep growing, advance, progress, mind, health, then you have so much to do during the course of your day. You don't have time to wait. And then you'll start to notice that your decisions will eliminate problems, making great choices. Sitting there thinking, do this? Should I do that? No. You know what to do already. Already. What works for you, what works for me, doesn't necessarily work for you. Number five. Bro. Number five. Points out the problem and offers. I know a lot of people point out the problem or offers. Anybody like this? Most of the time, people can recognize the problem. There are those of us who not having a solution. Read that again. Most of the time, people can recognize the problem. So most people recognize problems, right? Problems. We don't have a problem sound words. We don't have a problem recognizing the problem. Yet there are those of us who enjoy the experience, victim feeling that comes with not having, or are unwilling to acknowledge it, fear of one's pain. The problem in my past were an identity comforter, because it felt good for people to come and help me when I had my hand out. It felt good for people to take time away from their schedule to come assist me. Seen a pattern here? And we build an identity within ourselves of this victim, and it could be anything. Instead of recognizing the problem, once the problem is recognized, immediately shifting focus back into a solution. And if we don't know a solution, that is great too, because now we can ask somebody that we're observing, that we see can maybe possibly solve this problem. We can ask them, how do we solve this problem? And if they don't know, well, we have this great technology now, like Google and the internet, library, books, and all these things that can assist us. But there's always a solution. If there's a problem, there's always a solution, because it's just life. It's just a life experience. So as long as you're experiencing this existence, life, there's always solution. Now, is it easy? No. Usually the solution is harder to obtain and to perform than a problem. Why? Because a problem only takes this. The problem only takes mouth. It only takes talking. So it goes right back to people that love to talk and not do. Usually they're the ones talking about problems a lot. They're usually the people that are victims. That's why I knew a long time ago that marching and protesting was just delusional. That doesn't work, because what are you doing? You're talking. You're talking. Yes, I understand you're walking, and it may seem like people are doing things, but most times they don't solve any problems. For instance, if let's say you had a problem with your landlord. You know, you're paying rent, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. At least inside your mind, you think you are. And I've actually read literal stories of this. Let's say you think you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing with your landlord. Okay? Your landlord comes to you one day and says, hey, I'm doing a remodel on my building, and you're going to have to move out in X amount of time. And you tell your landlord, you protest to the landlord, hey, I've been paying you X amount of years. I've always paid on time. I've never disrespected you. I never altered anything in the apartment, or and the landlord says, no, but it's is my building and I want to do a remodel on it. So you're going to have to move out in X amount of time. Okay? And people literally get pissed off and angry and they get upset and they don't realize that protesting doesn't work. Talking doesn't work. Doing works. Real action. Yeah. Yeah, because the person that you're talking to is not in a position, is not in a weaker position you are. That's what's going on. So I try not to put myself in that position immediately, whoever the person is. Right from the beginning, when we encounter each other, even if it's over a phone, I make sure I'm not in a weaker position. Again, this wasn't stuff I was born with. I didn't wake up this way. I was actually learned a lot of this over time, and you can too. It's not impossible to learn. It's just how hard are you willing to put in the work, and how much time are you willing to submit to gain this knowledge. But I'm telling you, there's ways for you to get what you want. There's ways for you to get what you want and speak a certain way, so no matter what position you're in, you are in a stronger position. I go over it again. Most of the time, people can recognize the problem. There are those of us who have experienced the feeling that comes with not having a knowledge. You're losing one's own identity. There's that fear of loss, fear of security. One more thing is that fear of not having something that you believe you should have. And I have the solution for this. But there's people that pay me, there's students, I do coaching, there's people that pay me for the solutions today. And I can't give that out here for free. See, it goes back to that value. There's a way to not only have the solution, but to literally live in the solution most of the time. And it doesn't even take money. But if you would like to learn that, get in contact. Send me an email at maatsfragrance@usa.com. And I will post, the links will be in the description. Again, contact me and I can give you that solution, but I'm just not going to give it out for free. No, because I had to pay for it. Yes, let's start. Stop focus. Okay, last slide. It is 6. You all know somebody like this. Most of the time, people recognize that. 2 heads are better than 1. Heads are better. How many of us know? Mostly everybody. Heads are better than 1. It's easier to have health than on your own. Sometimes. However, false pride and ego can get in our way.
to have health and multiply it in our way. Boy, do I know about this one. Suffered loss
because of it. Suffered a lot because of it. Suffered a lot. Yeah, I suffered a lot. Now, let me interject this. I understand that there's a time. There's a time to. There's sometimes, depending what profession you're in, or what your job title is, or whatever your position is in life. Yes, I get that a lot of times, or sometimes, it's just easier to do it yourself because you would have to turn and train somebody. And that's going to take time too. I get that. I totally understand that. I'm speaking more of you're on the team. The ball is in your hand. Those of you that watch sports. I'm talking about the person on the team that never passes the ball to anybody. That type of person. Even if they can win the game for the team, eventually the team's gonna get resentment because nobody likes somebody that takes the spotlight from them all the time. I'm not just saying sometimes, or I'm not even just saying if somebody takes the spotlight 90% of the time. Me personally, I don't even have a problem with that. I'm talking about spending 100% of the time. The person that needs the spotlight, that type of person. And that person is on the team. That person shouldn't be on the team, in my opinion. Because what's going to happen is that energy that person is giving off is going to affect the team and maybe destroy it. So,
it's easier to have health sometimes. So sometimes it is easy. I get that. I've been in situations like that. You're just making something and it'll get done the way I want it. I get that. But there have been times where I could have done that and I didn't. I just wanted to see how something. You know what? It's not all right. I'm happy. Glad I made that. So a lot of times, especially men, have this ego in us, that part of our ego that thinks it needs to prove something or be something that is just oh. That's what I mean. Heads are better than one. Also, it's another shared. I like having shared experience. We all see life differently. We all see life from a different perspective. Somebody might see something that I may not see on the team, which will then assist me better than if I was just. This will prevent us from accomplishing great tasks, and it just doesn't make sense. That's why you don't see many people by themselves accomplishing great tasks or accomplishing a lot, because it takes a team, people. Sports also give different perspectives, make things grow sometimes quicker. How we perceive different tasks, job, a certain opportunity to grow. That's why I always like being proof, because for at least another person, it has to be another head. Because I know how my perspective. I know my perspective is always correct. A lot of times it isn't. I can admit that. You, a lot of times my perspective is not correct. I like to think it is, but a lot of times having another person around, sometimes, I'm not talking about all the time, sometimes having another person bounce ideas um, and greatly assist you. That is the end. Live show.
And hold on a second, let me check something here. Yeah, so that is the end of the presentation. Time wasters, 6 recognizable traits. And just having this information will help you sever anything right now, currently, that might be hindering you in your time and obtaining what you want, whatever goal that may be. And I'm definitely glad I have these today, because there was a time where I didn't have this information, and I can honestly say I did waste a lot of time, to the point where I do have regrets, because you can't get that back. You can't get that time back. So hopefully I can help somebody that's young out there that's watching this, to not make the same mistakes. If you're not learning this already at home, if you are, that's great. If your father is teaching you what I just taught you, great, that you have a head start. But a lot of us don't get these teachings, and that's why a lot of us are still staying out in a corner just talking, doing nothing. And I'm trying to change that with not only this presentation, but with this channel. And if you enjoy the content tonight, make sure you support me at my Cash App, in my Venmo. And you can also support by purchasing oils from MAAT'S Fragrance. The links will be in the description below. You can also get in touch with me for teachings and coaching. You can also get in touch with me for a book that I wrote, Freedom Through God's Word. And you can, there's many different ways, man. As men, we don't have, I understand that you have to go to work and go to jobs. I totally get that. I do. But if you can get off that plantation, if you can get off that slave frame, eventually, that's a great accomplishment, and I commend you, because I know how the system is set up here. It's set up to take your time. It's set up to waste our time. And a lot of the things I spoke about tonight, a lot of people, it doesn't resonate with them yet. But the system here is meant to take as much time as it can. Just think about it. If you just work an 8-hour day, let's say you wake up at 5 in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, you head out there around 6, you get there around 7 or 8, right? You work till what, 5? You come home, you're exhausted, you're tired, you eat, you may sit down in front of the TV or computer, whatever you do, until 8. You start getting tired again, and you're already in bed by 9. And you just keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again. You may have an hour or two for your children. Well, your children are spending most of their time being educated, indoctrinated in some school somewhere. So the system is meant to take our time and turn us out as plantation workers at various corporate companies. And I'm here to break that and let you know that Your time is the most important at this moment, not all moments. And one way to start doing that, like I showed, is to start scheduling your time. Like I said, if I could leave with anything, just start scheduling. Just think about what you want to accomplish tomorrow and start writing that down somewhere. I have pads, I have sticky notes, just write things down. Write things down. But I will post another video soon this week. And we'll speak again. Nice talking to you.